Hey guys, all right, I'm going to share a song and then I'm going to further clarify why I'm not backing these songs 100% because a lot of people seem to be confused on that, and I'd like to just give a full 360 scope view of why these songs that I had made previously I no longer jive with. So here's one, and then we'll go into that.
I saw her from a mile away. She had a pinstripe dress, sipping Alizé. I say, hey ma, you a goddess girl. You are not from here, but another world, ayy, another galaxy or reality. Let's go to outer space and never look back on the count of three. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable. Have a seat, sit back, have a drink, hit that. Come with me. In fact, let's take off in my fresh jetpack. Girl, what you mean luggage? You don't really need nothing. We won't even need money. We won't need a thing, trust me. I saw her from a mile away. She had a pinstripe dress, sipping Alizé. I say, hey ma, you a goddess girl. You are not from here, but another world, ayy, another galaxy or reality. Let's go to outer space and never look back on the count of three. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable.
Have a seat, sit back, have a drink, hit that. Come with me. In fact, let's take off in my fresh jetpack.
Let's go. I saw her from a mile away. She had a pinstripe dress, sipping Alizé. I say, hey ma, you a goddess girl. You are not from here, but another world, ayy, another galaxy or reality. Let's go to outer space and never look back on the count of three. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable. One smoke, one change your clothes. No cell bars, we're untraceable.
Okay, so in order to clarify where I'm at with this, I'm going to start with a quote from Aldous Huxley. Erotic art is not interesting because in a society based on pleasure and happiness, to really say something is dangerous because it would upset the happiness of the people. So I'm not saying that this song is particularly edgy, but a lot of my songs are pretty dark and kind of edgy, but they're not dangerous in the way that Huxley's talking about. It would have maybe been dangerous 60 years ago when it would have challenged the morals of the culture. But the fact is that our culture is so full of degeneracy that it wouldn't genuinely make anybody uncomfortable to be immoral or anything. A good example of what Huxley's talking about here, I think, is the song Shots by Pitbull. Shots, 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 shots. And everybody at the club's like, hey, I'm doing shots, you know? But what if somebody, like an artist, came on in the club and it was a song and it rhymed and everything, but they said something to the effect of like, hey, why are you drinking so much and blacking out? Is it because there's some deep-rooted problems that maybe you need to face? Did you know that 50% of people who are murdered and 50% of the people who do the murdering are drunk at the time? Now, that song would never get requested again. And it would make everybody uncomfortable. But I think that's what And what Huxley's saying is that's what good art should do. It should disrupt your normally scheduled programming and interrupt your pattern and make you reevaluate your life. And so I felt like with a lot of these songs, like I was just adding to the culture, business as usual, not making anyone really, not challenging anyone in any way, shape, or form. And I wasn't nervous to put them out, I think, for that reason. And that was something that I didn't like. I wasn't nervous to share these songs. It didn't get my heart rate up at all. I think if you're doing anything of real consequence or real value, I feel like your heart rate has to get up a little bit. And when I think about doing this, what I'm doing now, sharing it in this format and talking about an experience I had with Jesus Christ and talking about these topics that are making people very uncomfortable, and some people are blocking me and stuff like that. It just feels better. I don't know. It just feels better. I'm not doing it to be provocative or subversive intentionally or anything. I'm being sincere, but it just feels like there's just more life there. There's more like fresh snow there. It's just like when I thought about putting these songs out, like I was pretty confident everyone was just going to be, hey, good thumbs up all around, you know? But what I'm doing right now is like, it's a little bit more, getting the heart rate up a little bit. And I think that's a good thing. So this is a quote from Plato. Through foolishness, they, the people, deceived themselves into thinking there was no right or wrong in music, that it was to be judged good or bad by the pleasure it gave. As it was, the criterion was not music, but a reputation for the promiscuous cleverness and a spirit of law-breaking. So that basically describes hip-hop to a T. This is a quote from Johann Sebastian Bach, who's arguably the greatest musician in history. The end of all music should be the glory of God and the refreshment of the human spirit. He also said, music's only purpose should be the glory of God and the recreation of the human spirit. The main purpose of my music is to glorify God. My music comes from my heart as a humble offering to God. I play notes as they are written, but it is God who makes the music. So before he would write a single note of music on the paper at the top, he would write JJ, which is the initials for the Latin Jesu Juva, which means Jesus help me. And as he began a new piece, he would bow his head and pray, Jesus help me show your glory through the music I write. May it bring you joy even as it brings joy to your people. And at the end, he would write 3 more initials at the bottom, SDG, which stood for Soleo Deo Gloria, which means for the glory of God alone. Here's some more quotes from Plato. When modes of music change, the walls of the city shake. He also said, when modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. Aristotle said, music has the power to form character. He also said, music directly represents the passions or states of the soul. Gentleness, anger, courage, temperance. If one listens to the wrong kind of music, he will become the wrong kind of person. Vladimir Lenin said, one quick way to destroy a society is through its music. Children learn the alphabet through music. The Air Force takes 13 months to train a pilot, and the Pentagon takes 15 months to train their band leader, which is just interesting. This is why all advertisements have a jingle. The biggest commandment in the Bible, the most commanded thing over 800 times, is sing praises to God. And I think this is why, Satan was said to be the worship leader in heaven before he had his fall. And this is, I think, why there's so much in the music industry with people selling their souls and getting musical powers from giving their soul to Satan. I think that music is this huge battleground, spiritually speaking, on the battlefield of good and evil. I think that music is just like this, has this massive power that people aren't quite understanding the extent of, even though it is so celebrated and so worshipped. I think people still don't understand the level of power that it has. So hopefully that helps further clarify like where I'm at with this a little bit. So Timothy 2:16 says, avoid godless chatter because those who indulge in it will become more and more ungodly. So again, to me, that pretty much sums up rap music in a lot of ways. In Revelation 18:22, when it talks about Babylon being destroyed, it says, the music of harpists and musicians, flute players and trumpeters will never be heard in you again. Your merchants were the world's great men. By your magic spell, all the nations were led astray. So I want to take care that I'm not leading anyone astray. That's kind of the main point that I'm making here. And like Bach said, I want to glorify God alone for his glory and not for myself. And on this, I think, extremely important battlefield, in this huge weapon of music, like no matter what your reach is, I think, like, I just want to make sure that I'm taking extreme care to notice that there's a great responsibility with that, and honoring God with it. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for listening. God bless your sweet soul. Peace.